Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I'm back. It's Sunday, September 20th, 21st, 20th, 20th. And welcome everybody who's here. I'm so excited. As always, all readings and divinations are for the purposes of entertainment only. I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. I'm really excited. I have a couple of announcements. With the money that we have gotten from the charity part of it that I'm doing, the 30%, I've been able to donate enough to provide for 180 meals for families here in New Jersey. So I'm really excited. So it makes me feel good to know that it's going somewhere to help somebody. So it should make you feel good too, not just like another $5 for Anna. So it's going somewhere. I'm really excited. Not that it couldn't go to me, right? But it's always nice to help others and pay it forward. Sorry, just very thirsty. Also, I put a link below for if you're ever interested in energy healings. I mean, I do teach energy healing. I know energy healing, but I don't have any services specifically provided for it. There's a gentleman named Daniel Teague, and I've had some blocks and stuff and little cords and all kinds of stuff. He's got all kinds of services. So if you're ever feeling like, if you've ever had a reading and somebody says you're energy blocked, or if you just ever feel like kind of like there's something like a cord or whatever, and you don't feel comfortable or have no clue where to go or who to pick if somebody's legit, Daniel is legit. And his website is below. It's www.vegastarhealings.com. He has, a ton of services. I haven't tried all of them. I've done like chakra clearings and things like that. So, and he's going to kill me because I don't know. I always forget the name of it. Stuff with my ears. So we'll just like leave it at that. But different blocks with that, my third eye. And so he's legit. So definitely way to go if you're looking for some kind of energy work. Yes, Allie did. I was going to say add Allie's name in. So let's go. Let's see. I don't know who's first on the list. And I also want to say I know a lot of people are worried that RBG passed and what's going to happen. And I felt like before I got on looking at everybody else's stuff and the fear-based stuff, I felt like we're going to be okay, that they're not going to push through. They're not going to be able to push through a nomination. So they're not going to be able to seat another judge before the election. Technically, we're already in election period because there are states that have already started early voting. So Alma said validation. I was right about you going back to work. Lots of changes. Oh, yay. Good. I'm glad I was right. It's always good to get that validation. Let's see. We're going to add on Lana Shakur. I wear this watch. It doesn't quite go with the outfit or this is a shirt and jeans. This is the shirt I got ordained in. I was wearing when I got ordained. So add Lana, Launa to the list. Thank you, Alma, for the validation. I've had some really, really wonderful readings this week. I was so excited. I got to read for a lot of really wonderful people. And I got a lot of really cool validations from people from past readings. So it's all in all been a good week. I hope it's a good week for you guys. Try and find the silver lining when everything seems so overwhelming. All right. Meg is up first. Lana. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait, Lana will call you when you're in order because there's a list ahead of you. So this is a little different than when we did the free stuff. It was sort of like a free for all then. And now I've got a list going of people. Yeah, I really do feel like here's the other thing. If you can stay in a space of like, look, she went up against a lot of stuff in her lifetime where people said no, and she just held strong and persisted. And even when things seem dark and scary, sometimes that's where the most amazing healing and beauty comes from, when everything seems like it's falling apart. So it's not falling apart, it's falling together. And sometimes it has to like get pretty wonky for people to wake up and recognize the change is needed. Hello, Alessandra. Okay. Oh, thanks, Sally. Yeah, I saw that, Meg. So Meg, if you want to, I don't know. Hang on, let me see. Lisa, these are paid readings now. So if you want to go and pay for the $5, I'm not doing them free anymore. And 30% of the proceeds go to, I've been doing the Community Food Bank of New Jersey just because, I don't know, I just feel like it's really where I'm called to kind of pull to keep going. I don't feel like pulled to try and look for another charity right now. Okay, KK. Alessandra, no, I'm not doing them free anymore because what was happening is I was on here for 2.5 hours and I wanted to start. When I originally started this, I was starting with 30 minutes and it got to be so many people, which is really, really wonderful that so many people felt trusting in me. But it also became to a point where it was such a huge time suck for me. And I just couldn't do it anymore. And I couldn't just say, well, I'll take the first 2 minutes or I'll pick and choose. I just don't feel like that's right. And it's very hard for me to pick and choose and say, well, I'm going to leave you out. It's just not in my heart. So the only way I could limit it and set a boundary, and I always talk about setting boundaries, was to think like, well, how can I do this so that it weeds out the people who are just sort of not like taking it for granted? And it does. And, it's $5. It's not a whole lot. You pay more for a cup of coffee. So if you can't afford it, maybe you can save up and then when you're meant to get it, you'll get it when you can afford it. Yeah, it was just a lot. It became, and I'm so happy that so many people found me and were trusting in me, but um at a point you have to go, okay, this is like needs to shift up a little bit. And I couldn't say just like the people in the first 5 minutes because the majority of people were placing their questions in the first 2 minutes. I would have 30 or 40 people in the first 2 minutes. So it was really just too much. So if Meg or Lauren want to put their question first, or Devry, the first three are up. Meg, Lauren, and Devry, if you want to put your questions up. And then I have. Do I still see you meeting your soulmate soon? I know I'm so thirsty tonight. I'm sorry. So this is what I heard. The very first thing was yes. I heard it's weird because it's like, yeah, I do, but it doesn't feel like me saying it. So it's weird. Yeah, I do. Unexpectedly so, and out of nowhere is the feeling I get. Have you been drinking enough water, Jeffrey? Because I just feel really like very dizzy, like I'm dehydrated. Yes, you feel dizzy. Yes, you're dehydrated, or yes, you've been drinking enough water. I kind of asked several. You've been drinking enough water. I just feel very dizzy. So, or is your blood sugar off? There's something with that. Hi, Steph. There's something off, and I don't know what it is. It just feels like maybe my blood sugar's off. It feels more diet related rather than being spiritual related. Like it doesn't feel like a grounding issue. So, don't not eat thinking that's the way to lose weight. Like you sort of have to, you have to eat enough still. So it's like not eating actually messes up slows down your metabolism and kind of throws you into a starvation mode rather than like, and then it like holds on the weight more. And there's lots of people who are more versed and knowledge in this that could help you with that. But that's sort of what I get is I just felt that. Meg, you can ask another question since you just had a yes or no. And Meg's question was, is now a good time for you to sell your condo? I felt yes, like it lit up really big right away. Like, yes, lucrative, yes. I know out here, like where I live, houses are selling like hotcakes. And like someone said there was a story on some entertainment show or something that a house in my town went for 100 grand over asking price because so many people are moving out of the city so that they have out of New York City so that they have like more space, yard, outdoor space because they're sort of, it was expensive and you really can pay a mortgage and taxes for what you pay in the city for an apartment. So Sherry and Queenie, you donated, Queenie. Which is your name on there? Is yours Lana? Who? Or is it? No, it's Maria, right? So I'll put Queenie. Hang on. Okay. So I'll get your question in just a minute. Sherry, these are now, I request a $5 donation and 30% of that goes to currently the Food Bank of New Jersey. And in the last 2 weeks, by the way, guys, did I say this? We've raised enough money for 180 meals. And that's amazing to me. Like it's, not a huge chunk, but it can go a long way. Okay, Jimena. So let's see. Meg, I answered yours if you wanted to elaborate. Devery, did you want clarity on what I was getting on the dizzy feeling or anything to add to that? That's the other thing about these readings is I'll kind of go off a little bit more if it's not like it has to be. Wait, you keep saying yes. Add more. Hi, Herdish. I got yours. That's good. That's totally fine. Understandable. It's okay, Meg. Yes, you get another question. You're not being greedy. If it's a yes or no, I feel like that's just such a quick question, a quick answer for me. So like, I feel like that's not greedy at all. Clarity. So it just feels like for me, I actually think it might be a blood sugar issue. So I would watch your intake of sugars and starchy foods and things like that and sort of I would lean towards eating. So the paleo type diet is actually very close to what like a diabetic exchange diet would be. So it takes out any processed foods, any simple carbohydrates. It doesn't mean you can't have any, but like if you're going to have a simple carb, make sure you're having a fat or a protein with it. So that, because if you have a simple carb, what's going to happen and you just eat that, your body's going to burn it quick and shoot you. So you're going to burn up. Your blood sugar is going to bounce up and then it's going to drop down real quick. And it doesn't really hold. So if you have a fat or a protein that you eat with it, it takes longer for your body to process it. So instead of going up, spiking and coming down and you feel really, really terrible, it takes longer to get up to that blood sugar. It may not go up as high because you have the fat or the protein to go with it. So like, eating full fat foods is way better than eating, and this sounds nuts, but is actually better for you than eating a low fat, diet food in that sense. So, but if you can take out the processed foods and take out the simple carbs, fruit is not bad. So I don't want to like, whenever like paleo, they're like, don't eat too many fruits. It's too much sugar. I don't necessarily think that's bad for you. So I don't go that extreme with that. But whole foods, less processed foods in your diet would really, really be beneficial. It's really hard to totally go cold turkey off of bread and those things. It can actually like, create that craving type feeling and like kind of drive you crazy and make you, and it's only really for the first 3 days that are really, really bad. But if you wean yourself, it'll be a little easier if you're used to that. Try and cut sugar from your coffee if you drink coffee. Those are like little ways you can kind of move things out. I don't recommend using things like stevia and things like that because there's mixed information about whether or not they still affect your glycemic levels. So, but there's ways to do that, even just to try it and see if you start to feel better. Um, I just felt real dizzy. Like it felt like it was off. I didn't get that feeling like I got with my friend who's diabetic and he's uh, had like had DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis and things like that. But so that means that your blood sugar goes up for a long time and it's been pretty high. But so I feel that in my kidneys when someone gets real high like that. So I didn't feel that there. I just felt real dizzy, like my blood sugars are not quite right or I'm dehydrated. So you said you drink plenty of water, so it might be a blood sugar issue. Steph G, did you pay for a reading? They are no longer free. So let me just double check. I've got Maria and Lana. No, I don't have. So just make sure you hop on to PayPal and pay for that, please. I am giving these to 30% to charity. So Lauren, Lily, Maria, Jimena, Starry Sky, Mallory, Ali, and Lana is, and the other person is Queenie. Good night. Good night, sweet dreams, Deborah. Please like, share, tell people about me. Thank you. No, don't apologize. It's okay. It is a $5 reading. Oh, you put a new picture of Dennis up. Oh, I'll have to look at that later then. So is Lauren on? Any idea where you should move your downtown now? You're downtown Milwaukee. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see. So I feel like you'll move more west of the city rather than north. So, and it might even just be, but I don't feel like I was thinking like West Dallas, but I don't feel like that. That feels too rural. It feels like something that would have like a little town center. Like Brookfield doesn't have a little town center. It's like big. Sorry if anybody's offended by that. I went to high school there, so I can say that. It feels like more like it has like a little town. I'm trying to think of what little areas have like a little downtown. Like I don't know if you go down to Chicago a lot, right? And like a lot of those like little towns have their own little downtown cute walkable area. Like I'm trying to think of one area that has it and I can't think of the name of the area. I can't think of it, but it just feels like, no, it doesn't. Does Cedarburg have a little downtown? It has its own little downtown area. And I keep getting like, I don't know if it's Waukesha or Tosa maybe has it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at a map and I'll email you what I think it is. Cause I can't it definitely feels like more directly west of the city versus going south, north. You're welcome. I'm going to actually write a note to make sure I do that. And maybe it's even just an area of downtown Milwaukee. I'm not as familiar with downtown Milwaukee. I got to be honest, because I lived in Brookfield from like freshman year through senior year, and then I came back just for the summers, and I, would like go downtown for Summerfest, but that was it. So I'm not like, oh, and we would go to like the East Side for coffee in high school because whatever. Anyway, so I can't think of like, I don't know like the downtown area. So I'd have to like, if I look at a map and the name will kind of ping to me and light up. So that's what, yeah, definitely don't get Cedarburg. It doesn't feel like, so I feel like out a little more, still kind of has a little downtown walkable area. It's not super like you have to drive somewhere to get anywhere. Martina, these are all paid readings. So I don't do them free anymore. If you notice, the title is $5. Who is, hang on. Or in clairvoyance. I know you're Canadian. So, hey, Meg, can you let Lauren know she needs to bounce on here? So let's see. I think Lily wrote hers. Is this a good time for my husband, Jason, to leave his firm and start his own practice, or should he try to join another firm? See for him in the future. I actually feel like what he's going to do in the near future is break off and do his own, but it feels like with one other person. So I don't feel like I'm totally alone. I feel like maybe there's me and a partner, and we start our own practice, and I feel like it will be fairly successful. I don't know if they can be bought out or what, or if we end up joining then like a larger practice, like where we join two smaller practices together to form a larger practice. But this feels more down the line, like 5 to 10 years out. And it feels like it would be like 5 major partners and then having juniors below it. But I feel like him breaking off with one other person right now. Does that make sense to you? I'm It will be another man, and I feel like I keep seeing brown hair. And I feel like he might be a little bit younger, but like, I don't know if it's like on the ball, like totally a good partner to have, hardworking, very smart, but I'm not getting any names. I wish I was. I'm just not. I think part of that too is I'm not always 100% confident in names. So I feel like I don't lend towards, I probably need to do the I am really good at names, manifest that and change that thing. But I just feel like I'm not strong with a name on that. But he feels like, so you know who I kind of keep seeing as like, so it might be that it's a physical characteristic. So John Mulaney, do you know who the comedian John Mulaney is? He's really, really funny, and he's just got a very, I don't know, he's really funny. Obviously, he's a comedian, right? I keep seeing somebody that looks similar to John Mulaney. And I don't, but what's funny is he might be from Chicago. Maybe that's why they're showing him, because I think John Mulaney is from Chicago. And so that might be why that kind of came forward. So I don't necessarily think that maybe he's not out there. I think he feels like he's on the East Coast, but originally he might be from Chicago. It may be somebody he already knows too. So I don't know. It could be somebody who went to school with somebody he works with or somebody he went to school with. I'm not sure 100%. Okay. You're welcome. Ah, I was just trying to check the PayPal to see. Virginia paid. Martina paid. So they can be added. Queenie, you're up. Did you write your question already? Maria, Jimena. Okay, Steph. What is your name, Steph, on your PayPal? Lauren, Maria, Jimena, Starry Sky, Mallory, Ali, Lana, and then Herdish is in there too. He needs to be on that list. Oh, okay. Let's see. Is that who I said was? Okay, Steph G paid. So let me answer some more questions and then I'll validate who pays and everything else, okay? Yes. Steph G paid. We got it. I love that Canadians love me. And it's funny too. You want to know how I'm getting a new symbol? I have a new symbol all of a sudden. Every time I see a maple leaf or hear maple, it's always a connection to Canada now. And even my person I read for today, even though she wasn't from Canada, has this Canada connection. So, all right, Queenie wants to know advice for the week. This feels really weird. I feel like I'm in slow motion. Like I literally saw like everything. I saw like slow, like molasses on a cold day. Like I saw this like molasses like dripping really, really, really slow. And then I just felt like I was almost in this like slow motion thing. And they're sort of like just slowing everything down for you. It's like literally like I'm trying to move things forward faster and it feels like it's really, 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 really slow. Is this a job thing for you? Because it feels more job related. Like I'm just trying to push things forward and trying to make things happen. And it's really, really, really slow. Like I'm stuck. It's just going to have that, your whole week is going to have that feeling of feeling stuck. Like everywhere I go, I can't move things forward. I can't get moving. I can't, I can't, it's like, I feel like I'm hitting the wall every time. This is the PayPal link right before ST. I don't know if I'm searchable. Gotta be honest. But here's the PayPal link. It's paypal.me. You might not have the link right here. Paypal.me. This PayPal is weird. It's paypal.me. No job. Are you trying to look for a job? Because that's what it feels like. It's like I'm trying to look for a job. I'm trying to put the resumes out there and nothing's happening. Like everything I'm trying to make happen and move in my direction is just really, really slow. Just know that it's going to feel like the universe is working against you this week is the feeling I get. Like it's going to feel like everything's working against you. Whatever this is, then it feels like everything's working against me this week. Everything is really, really slow. I'm trying to move things forward. Every time I'm hitting a wall with everything I'm doing this week. It just feels like everything is very, very slow, like molasses this week. There is a reason the universe is slowing everything down for you. It's that feeling of like, so I'm going to share a story. There's a reverend that I work that I was ordained with, or no, I wasn't ordained with her, was I? No, I wasn't. I was ordained with her boyfriend. She one time was complaining about, like, I had all these readings, I was getting all these clients, and all of a sudden it stopped, and I laughed and I said, you know, you manifested that. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, you were complaining that you were too busy. So it's that feeling of like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, everything is stressed. And then all of a sudden I hit this wall and everything slows down. It's the universe is slowing you down this week. I can only tell you what I'm getting and the way I'm getting it. It feels like everything I'm trying to do, I'm hitting walls, everything is slowed down this week. And I feel like maybe everything has been really stressful, or maybe even it could be even literally like whatever your disability is, it could be, I'm feeling more slow. I can't move as well this week. I'm feeling more, whatever it is, it feels like the whole week I feel very slow down, and I can't move away from saying that and say, well, let me make it fit you, or I'm wrong. I always know, even if it seems really weird, whatever I'm getting makes sense somehow. I know that it does. Even if I can't fully articulate what it is, I just feels like everything is really slow this week. If you want to ask a more specific question, feel free. I will not hold you to just that one, but I feel like everything is extremely slow this week, and I feel like I'm being slowed down. I'm in slow motion. It just feels like the universe is doing this for a reason. It's like stretching time out for you for some reason. Thank you. It's what I wore to be ordained. I felt like it was, I don't know, a pair of black pants. My daughter was like, why do you want to fix your hair? Why do you want to? And it's like not even that great, but I was in a ponytail. And she was like, why do you want to, oh, hang on, let me double check on that. She was like, why do you want to, like, I was like, because I want to look professional. Yep, Kay donated. Martina donated. And I said Virginia. But Virginia has a different name on here. So Queenie, if you want to ask a different question, or if you want something that's maybe more specific and not so wide open, because sometimes, I'll get a little, that's totally fine. I'm happy to do that. I don't want you to leave feeling, that's what she got. I don't want you to feel that way. Thank you, Spiritual Seeker. All right, so let's see. Lily got hers. Queenie. So Maria Jimena, if you want to ask your question, you were really sad yesterday. Maybe that's why. This doesn't feel like a sadness to me. Well, my husband's document be sold to a network, and will it be this year? It feels like it's more towards the end of the year, beginning of next year when it gets sold. And it does feel like it will, I don't. It will, and I just kind of keep getting a mix, so I don't know if it gets put on one and then also shown on another, or it's up between 3 different ones. So I keep feeling, I don't know why, like, but the History Channel makes sense for it to go to. And then I also feel Netflix, so it feels like that and then shown there or something. I don't know why, but it's like and then there's some other minor one that maybe I just don't know the name of it, but that's kind of hanging out in the back as another possibility. But I keep seeing like the Netflix and then the N from Netflix and then the H from History Channel. So it might be, why would History Channel be coming up? Is there something about his documentary that might fit on that? As the first one I got was Netflix, but there's something about History Channel too. So I don't know if it crosses over somehow. It will get sold. Someone is going to buy it, and it does feel like towards the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And like, first month or two. So it doesn't feel like it's like this long period that you have to wait. And it could be that it's like starts in the talks even next month, as soon as next month, and then kind of moves like in like signing, like just the talks and like, contracts sometimes there's like a back and forth and a clarification time, whatever. But there's something that'll be at the beginning of the year, so maybe it gets put on. I don't know. I don't know how they do all of that. I mean, I know big movies are put out differently, but I don't know how they do with documentaries. Lauren Jane, are you Meg's niece? If it's you, it's you. If you're Meg's niece, then that's you. All right, Jimena, Queenie, you want to know how you're doing spiritually. That is totally okay. That's one I can do. Sometimes when you ask these big, wide open questions for a week period, it's like, it's a little harder too, because it's like, most of the time, nothing is really going to change in that short week period. Most of the time, usually you kind of like look over longer times. You're welcome, Jimena. Lauren, if you are Meg Daly's niece, then it's you. We'll talk to you soon. All right, so let's see. We did Jimena, Starry Sky, we'll do Queenie and then Starry Sky, Mallory, Allie, if you want to start kind of getting your questions ready. So I still feel a bit anxious when I start to relax in and do, like they said, you're doing better, but I still feel that sense of anxiousness when I start to relax in and try to do a meditation to connect, because it's still that fear of what am I going to get? How's it going to come? Is it going to be overwhelming? Kind of like, I don't want to be freaked out. And that's sort of kind of blocking you. So what I will tell you is, they are never going to tell you or give you information the way I get information now, after I've been doing this for years. That used to also be a block for me. Like, I don't want to start hearing all these people talking around all the time, or, whatever. But they sort of like ease you in slowly, because they don't want to scare you so that you stop trying to connect in. So it feels like that's like, just let that go and trust that they'll never give you more than you can handle at that time. I also feel like it's really important for you to, like, for you when you're dropping into that, is to really do some nice deep breathing in your nose, out your mouth, and relaxing, that you actually will drop in much quicker than whatever technique you've been trying. It seems like whatever technique it is, it just feels like there's too much, like, worried about being it perfect. And am I doing it perfect? Did I do it perfect? And it's like, listen, if I could get the information as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid out of nowhere without having to meditate or put rocks and stones around me or sit a certain way or spray or light candles or anything, you don't need all of that. Okay. What all of that does is basically, it's like, it sets up a ritual similar to, if you know what Pavlov's dog is, where they did the test where every time a bell rang, they would give a dog a treat. So eventually, in the mouth, their dog's mouth would water from the treat. Eventually, they would ring the bell, and the dog's mouth would just water out of habit, out of um, it's like a cue or a signal. So it drops you into like this space. I always sit in this chair in this setup, even when I do private readings. I actually, when you have a psychic wife, my husband came down here to he was trying to do a conference call, and I was like, you can't sit in that chair. Don't sit in my chair. You can be in here, but you can't sit in my chair, because I didn't want the energy of his work conference call being like super stressful and like, I didn't want that energy in my chair. So it's like, I just have everything set up a certain way. It's my little corner. And it's not because there's anything super special about it. It's just my mindset goes to a certain place and I drop in real easily. But I can do that anywhere, but it's for like the bigger readings and stuff. I don't really have to do much. I used to have to do more to prepare, and now I just kind of like go into that mode. And they're sort of just saying like, don't worry about everything being perfect or something not sitting at the exact same space or whatever it is. Just sort of like, just relax and know that, and just say that like, I receive easily. It's all for my highest good. Nothing is overwhelming or scary. I always receive in a really calm and loving manner. And that will really kind of help you. I think that's like really the only block I see for you, kind of like pushing forward and moving beyond. Oh, well, she passed. Okay. So I'll refund you the $5, Meg, then, if she passed, or you can ask more. I don't know. So go ahead and take Lauren off the list. I think that's not Lauren Jane. So, okay, so that was Queenie. So Queenie is down. Maria Jimena is finished. Okay, yeah, your sister can take the spot. Totally cool. You're welcome, Queenie. Does that make sense when I say that? So, Starry Sky, Mallory, Allie, Lana, Steph is Learning Life on PayPal. Let me make sure she's on here. Martina and Virginia. Okay. And Herdish keeps getting missed on that list. Okay, Molly wants to know if she'll have any. There's a Kayla. I guess that's K. Martina, Virginia, Oren Clairvoyance, Maria Rivera, Lana. Allie. Kayla Normand. Thank you, Corey. And your best friend watches. If you guys are in the New York area and you want an amazing photographer, you should look up Art by Corey. She's fantastic. She does headshots, and she does family portraits and regular portraits. She's fantastic. She did all of my headshots and my pictures for my website. She'll be redoing them because my teeth are straighter now. Okay. K stands for Kayla. All right, super duper. So K is on here. So Lauren isn't going to be on here, but it's going to be Molly for Lauren. So Molly's question is, will any changes in my home or work coming up? I don't see any work changes coming up. I keep feeling furniture moving around in your house. So I don't know if you're being like rearranging stuff, but it feels like furniture moving around. I also keep hearing a drip. So just watch your plumbing because I keep hearing a drip that something's leaking. Like I'm hearing like a wood chair move around on a tile floor, believe it or not. Like that's what I keep hearing, like when you move a table around, but it feels like I'm moving furniture around, rearranging furniture. Um, it's funny, I just feel like it's packed to the gills. Um, but it's but I don't see any huge changes other than that. And then just watch your plumbing. I keep hearing this drip, 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 drip. That's all I get. It's nothing fantastic. Packed to the gills. I mean, I know there's a lot of people there. I just don't see anybody in the near future moving in or out or anything like that. Um, I do hear that changes may come in December. So maybe moving out in December. Not you, some of the extras. I'll just say that. That's all I'm getting. Okay, so if any of these other people, Starry Sky, Mallory, Allie, Lana, Steph, if you want to put your questions up. Let me see, learning through life. I don't have learning through life on here. Can you just type what you sent it to? This happened to somebody last week and said they forgot the MSF, so they sent it to some Annalisa woman. That's not me. So it has to have Annalisa Annalisa MSF, as in my spiritual friend, and then the /5. Herdish. Yes, please go next. I keep saying that you need to go. She keeps forgetting your name on the list. So go ahead and go, Herdish. Oh, she's totally redecorating. Okay, perfect. Like that's all I hear is like furniture moving around. Oh, Starry Sky, what's your most previous past life? What's interesting, I heard you were a little boy, and I feel like you passed away as a little boy. You passed away as like a young, and I felt like you had a lot of health issues. There was leg issues are specifically pulling me to like wearing braces. So I don't know if it's like a polio issue or something like that, but it feels like I had a lot of leg issues and I need a lot of help. And I had a lot of health issues and I passed away at a young age from that. Any advice for Herdish? The office reopened through my department function, do not require to go to the office. Still, they are forcing us to go back. Last conversation, you said it might close back soon to work remotely again. I still feel that. I don't feel any changes from that. So I feel like it opens and then shortly thereafter they close or they realize legally they can't force you. There's some sort of like they realize that it's not, they can't have to make you be there. And it doesn't even feel like you necessarily have to do something. It kind of comes down as not being something that you have to do. Why don't we go ahead and close the list? So nobody new purchasing any questions. Oh, or in clairvoyance, I have you. So I have Steph G. Old manager is gone. There's an interim manager who is at high level. She, um, I feel like you'll get it. I don't feel like it's an issue. Um, I feel like you'll get it. You're welcome, Starry Sky. Does that resonate at all with you? So Starry Sky asked her question. I'm looking for Mallory, Allie, Lana, Steph, Martina, Virginia, Kay. Messages or validation for this week, Mallory. I actually feel like, so I hear that song, You Got to Keep Your Head Up. And I actually feel like this week is going to be emotionally hard for you. Like sort of I don't know if you get a check this week or what, but like the realization too of like, now I don't have this on my plate with the lawsuit anymore. I don't have all of this on my plate. And so it's like, there's going to be this wave of grief this week and sort of a like, Tony's gone, all of that stuff, but it's just this like wave of grief this week. And like, sort of just to take it easy and like try and keep your head up about it and know that, he's around you and wants to take care of you. And he hasn't, even though he's physically gone, he's not spiritually, he's still around you and you get little hints. I keep seeing a little yellow ducky. So I don't know if there's going to be a little rubber duck or a sticker or whatever, but I just feel like seeing these little duck. That might be your validation for him being around this week. And just know that it's this week and it's sort of just because I'm not so hyper focused on, how like sometimes in order to avoid grief or avoid dealing with our emotions, we try to keep really, really busy. And the minute we're done with whatever we're really busy with, it's like everything just falls apart. And you just allow all those emotions to come out and just really honor it because it's been a lot for you. So just honor it and hold no judgment and just let it out of your body. Don't hold on to it. And it'll be better next week, but it's going to feel like kind of a very emotional week for you this week. Steph ST, I don't have Learning Through Life showing up on my PayPal. So can you check and look at your receipt and make sure that you sent the payment to, and the email would be Ani Schwartz13@gmail.com would show up on your thing, I'm pretty sure. And it would say Annalisa MSF, not just Annalisa. You're welcome, Mallory. Martina, what do I see for your current job and future of your job? I understand that, but maybe the link was typed wrong. So I just want I'm asking you to do this because I don't see the payment on here. And it comes up like that when somebody pays and my watch vibrates and all of that. And I don't see it. I have Orin Clairvoyance, who's the other Steph G. But I don't have yours. Let me see. I'm going to open this link and see. Okay, that's the right link. It opens to my PayPal. Did it? I don't remember how to screenshot on here. I'm sorry. Let's see. It would have looked like, okay, this is so silly because I have no idea how to screenshot and show you the screenshot. So I'm going to take a picture and show you the picture on my phone. So it should look like, all right, hang on. So you can see what I'm doing. It should look like this with my butterfly on it and purple. Okay. That's what it should look like. Did it look like that? All right. So I need to keep moving. I did Herdish. Mallory. Kay, drop your question. Drop your question. So Molly, I did. Starry Sky, I did. Mallory, I did. Herdish, I did. So I've got Lana. Steph G needs hers. I don't know about ST Steph. I need Steph G. Martina, Virginia. Kay, Maria. Any of you guys? Okay. Oh, I started yours. Martina, where's your question? What do you see about my current job? Oh, I did. What do you see about my current job and future of my current job? Sorry, it's like I keep getting caught up on the person whose thing hasn't gone through. It's not in my PayPal. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's not in my PayPal. I don't know what you paid for. Stephanie Trammell. Now I have yours. Now I have ST stuff. Okay, good. So Martina is current job. Allie, I got yours. I just have to find your question. Where's Martina's? I just had it. Sorry, guys. Okay, what do you see about my current job and the future of my current job? Okay, current job and the future of my current job. So I heard it's steady and it's not going anywhere, but I feel like something shifts for you that you're not necessarily leaving. But I do feel like you're bored. Feels like you're not challenged enough. And so maybe that's where the shift comes in, where a position opens up where it's I don't necessarily feel like it's like a big bump up, but it feels like it's a different area where I kind of get to like learn new things so I'm not so bored. I got it, ST. I got it. I got it. Recently there was issues. Again, I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. So even if there's issues, I don't feel like I'm going anywhere. But I feel down the line, something changes where I'm not leaving this is the best example I can give you is I didn't leave the hospital I worked in. I shifted departments. And so it wasn't like necessarily I got a raise. It was sort of a lateral move to something different, to learn something different because whatever wasn't working there anymore. So I was wanted to learn something new. I was getting a little bored. That's sort of what I feel like is not necessarily that I'm moving. I'm not moving because of conflict or anything like that. I'm moving because I'm just sort of like over this. And I don't know if that makes any sense or if it's possible for you to do that, but that's the feeling I get. Look, a woman that is was in corporate marketing that I know is a friend of ours, and she said, "What am I going to do next?" Because she had lost her job. And I said, I saw her. I said, "Are you sure you're not going to go teach preschool? Because I see you walking up and down the aisles of a preschool." And she ended up doing the marketing for a Montessori school system, but all I could see it was like I just couldn't figure out what that meant. So it just feels like so I can only tell you what I see and what I feel is they said I'm not going anywhere. It's a solid job, so you're not going to be fired or anything like that. It feels like though that like I feel that sense of like maybe it's being bored with the energy around there or just being tired of it and kind of over that. I don't know what it is, but it feels like eventually and not far out. So in less than a year, I change into either a different department or something else. I'm making a move and it doesn't feel like I'm moving because I'm getting a raise or a new position that would be a vertical move. It feels like I'm making a lateral move within the company. Does that make sense, Martina? Okay, so Kay wants to know, how will my new life in Ohio start out for me? I'm leaving my life in Maine because Spirit is telling me to go to Ohio to find stability. Um, there's way more snow than you expected. There's a lot of lake effect snow where you're moving. It just feels like way more snow than I expected. Um, I feel like an adjustment in the sense of like people are a little bit more insular there and a little bit more living in a box kind of it just feels more conservative than necessarily you're used to, more a little more closed-minded. It doesn't mean you're not gonna find your little hip like, I feel like you're gonna find this little more progressive hip area that kind of feels more like comforting, but it's a lot slower. I mean, and Maine doesn't seem like a fast-paced state, but it just feels, a little more conservative than you would used to, but I feel like you're gonna like it, and more snow than I think you expected, because it feels like even though I was in Maine, and Maine gets more snow than, say, like, Jersey does, obviously, but it feels like more than I expected. Um, but it doesn't feel like a bad move to me. It just feels different. Like like I said, more insular, people are a little bit keep a little bit more to themselves, and maybe more conservative than I expected and not people are friendly, but maybe I had this idea in my head they would be more friendly than they are. Um, but I feel like you find your little area. And yeah, I said the word hip. I don't know if anybody says that anymore, but I did. So, yeah. You know, I always hope I'm right because that's kind of this like whole thing of me being psychic and stuff. But I'm open to being wrong as well, I guess. That's that's why I felt like you're gonna find this little nichey area that's gonna fit for you. So it feels like I find my people. I don't think outrightly, like I don't think anybody is gonna be outright homophobic and bigoted towards you. Not I think that you may experience some forms of bigotry and but I don't feel like my life is in danger. I just feel like what an asshole kind of thing. But I don't feel like overall that's the case. I feel like more people are going to be accepting and embracing of you than you would than not. But I still feel like there's this little area that you move to that's kind of more progressive. And so it feels better. Or I find this area and I kind of hang out there more and then eventually move there. But I feel like you'll find your people, meaning your progressive people that are accepting and loving. Um, that's my sense. But it's definitely a lot. I keep getting a lot more snow than you expected. Now watch, there's like no snow this winter, and you're like, Anna, you'll be okay. I don't feel like you should be nervous about that, but I just feel like you'll find your people and you'll find your place. Um, but it might be harder than even you realize, like, because as we get older, it's a little harder to find our people and make friends for whatever reason. Like college kind of brings you together with people or kind of having those shared experiences of like having it hard and struggle kind of brings you together with people. Get ready for several seasons. He used to live in Ohio. My husband's family, his aunt lives there, and his grandfather, when he first moved up there from Florida, was like, oh my God, like they would just get so much snow, but it was a lot of lake effect snow. So kind of, I think it depends where you are, but get ready for snow indeed. So that's Kay. Who else is there that I need to do? Steph G, who is my main spiritual guide. All right. I'm going to ask you to ask another question, and here's why. Because I think it is more beneficial. Like there's going to be psychics out there who go, oh, let me tell you. And his name is George, and he's this tall, and he lived in this lifetime. I refuse to do that for you, because here's why. I think it's way more beneficial for you and your own connection to spirit to do a guided meditation to meet your spirit guide and ask them for validation in dreams or whatever, or do the meditation several times and as it comes through and to get more information, and then come to me and say, who's my spirit guide? Or I did a meditation for my spirit guide, and I just want to see what you're picking up on him. So then I tell you everything that I get, or her, and I tell you everything that I get, and then it will validate your experience. Because if I do it the other way around, then when you do a meditation, you're going to see exactly what I told you I saw. And they're going to be like, oh, or am I seeing that because Anna said that? Or am I seeing that because it's real? And that's very unempowering. And my whole tagline is empowering your journey, because I think it's way more important for me to show you how to like recognize your intuition rather than just be like, let me tell you all about it. I think that's a disservice. So you're scared of what you're picking up. Like, what do you mean? Like picking up during a meditation or just energies you're feeling around you? Here's the other thing. I've said it a lot. Your biggest block to your intuition is going to be your fear and your idea of what psychic stuff is, and your idea of like that whole Hollywood idea that it's like all this evil is around you and these dark spirits. And then there's also the new agey communities like, protect yourself. You have to protect yourself, and you don't want to be open all the time because you have no idea what you're going to attract. So if you break it down, when we eat for energy, right? Kilojoules, kilocalories. And I really hate the fear-mongery people. I really hate the fear-mongery people because they feel like they fucked with my growth for a long time. So when you eat, there's kilocalories in your food, right? Fruit, meat, whatever. And maybe the cows or whoever you're eating or the fruit is like, don't eat me. But maybe if you just look at it like energy, so anything that's around you, even like that lower level, like I've seen little like dark things with red eyes, and like they have more of a toddler energy to me. Like, you're like, when you're around a toddler and like, it's mine, mine. It's like kind of that really persistent, tenacious energy. And you sort of have to be like, yeah. And like, if you get afraid, they're getting your energy, right? They're getting that fear, and that's what feeds them. They're just looking for food to fill their energy need, right? It's not about like, I'm going to possess you and take over your body. It's like, just eliciting fear because that's a form of energy that they take. But the truth is that love is a lot stronger. So if you go, okay, I know, I get it, I know what you are, and I'm just going to send you lots of love. I'm going to fill the room and energy with love and send you love and send you on your way because I don't need you around here and I am stronger than you. So that's like all you have to do with them. And you have to be persistent about it because it's like working with a toddler. Like, no, you just hold your boundary. No, this isn't, I get why you're here. And you thank them, send them like, I appreciate you for being here because you showed me that I like, maybe I just needed a little test and like reminded how much strength and power I have inside. The list is closed. Yeah, everything goes very, very fast. So you can ask them to slow it down. You can ask them to validate what you're getting. So it is very, very quick. Everything that you're going to get is like glimpses. Like everything I get here is like, I mean, it's that's why I go here. Let me give you these answers. This is how it works. So if you could just ask your guides and ask whatever to slow it down or to validate or give it to you again because you missed it. They'll start doing all of those things. They're very respectful of it. I didn't quite get it. Send me another blip or whatever. Or just even if you sort of feel something, just write it down because it'll somehow come back to you and get validated. But there's really nothing that you need to be, I think, afraid of. But again, I always say this, your intuition, if whatever your belief system is where your intuition is at. So if you believe all these demons and everything else are totally possible and whatever, then it sort of feeds that energy and that's pops up for you. If you're like, well, yeah, I get it that they're out there, but that's just not around me, then it's just not around you. That's like sort of how I have. And that if you just, I'm stronger than this and love is stronger than this. And so I'm safe and I'm protected and my guides keep me safe. I do feel like you've seen one of your guides. And it's interesting because I feel these very like I feel like a darker skin and then having like but very like light eyes. There's a very huge contrast. Like there's a really beautiful picture of an Indian little girl where she's got like the little darker skin tone and then her eyes are these like striking light blue color. And that's what it feels like to me. And I feel like he's taller and I don't see a lot of hair. So almost bald. They're really just kind of saying you're on the right path and you're doing fine and stop doubting yourself. Do you have a connection to a tiger? Because this guy is holding a staff and has a tiger. I know I never say it, but I feel like you've seen this person before, either in a dream or a meditation. And I'm sorry, I don't pick up a name. And there is no big message. I think it's more about validating for you in that sense, and then just reminding you that you're doing fine and you're safe and you're well taken care of, and you're much more powerful beyond what you think you're capable of. Just want to see the list. So Allie needs to go. That was Steph G. Lana, Virginia, Maria. Oh, how cute. Oh, interesting. I think then that's what I'm seeing is that because the eyes were striking. So that is one of your guides. So you're not crazy. It's not like some weird experience. But there's another one that's with that. So there's another taller gentleman with these very striking light eyes. So you're meeting some of your guides. When will my financial situation change, Lana? So there's something about February. So I feel like maybe a new job comes in February. it feels like I don't know if you're on unemployment until then or if I'm on, because it just feels like minimal, basic, whatever, like it's just enough to get by kind of. And then February, I feel like new job comes in and new opportunities. And then there's another something about June. So it might be a new job in February, then like a raise in June or a promotion in June, something like that. You're welcome, Steph G. Does that make sense for having like unemployment or having something where I have like just enough to get by? It's like nothing great. And then I feel like February, I get a new job. It doesn't feel like, I mean, it feels like a long time, right? Because you're in it, but it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like an expansive amount of time where like I'm like destitute for whatever. I also will encourage you to do the manifesting work where it's where you visualize yourself having the income coming in. You don't have to see where it's from or how you get it. It's just see your bank account numbers start to go out and pick a number. You know, if you want to make a certain amount so you're making more than just getting by, just say, I make X amount of money every week or every 2 weeks on my paycheck. It doesn't have to be happening now. It doesn't have to be, it's just you kind of you manifest by seeing it as if you already have it. And a lot of it's like if you can visualize it and like really feel it and like be happy about it and excited about it and like certain of it. So don't pick a number that would be something that I have a hard time seeing. So if you're making $2,000 a month right now, it might be hard to see $20,000 a month, but you could pick like a random number that would be like this guy, Jake Ducey said this. He's like, I picked $21,000 a month because it was like such an odd number that it was easy to kind of get over that hump. It just feels like pick something odd. Okay, it makes sense. So it says, it feels like you need to manifest it because you sort of have this lack of money. Like it's hard to make money. Like only these kind of people make lots of money, or that doesn't run in our family. It's always been a struggle. Like that thought process sort of needs to be released from your body. And you sort of need to like just move into this mindset of abundance and knowing that you don't have to have a special degree to have it. You don't have to have, it's just, you need to just, you don't even have to know how you're going to make it. You just have to trust the universe is going to bring it to you and just start. I attract money easily. Money comes to me easily. Money flows in my direction with ease. I am grateful for money. And there's another thought process I saw, which was really cool, is instead of feeling like, oh, I have to pay another bill, as you write your check or as you fill out the online, whatever, bank transfer, be grateful for it. So happy I get to pay this. I'm so happy I have the money to pay this. I'm so happy I can easily pay this. Like do everything with gratitude. And it sounds like nutty, but it starts to shift the energy and stuff around you. Perfect. It works. I'm telling you, it works. I have a manifesting journal. I have like, I just bought stuff to make an I am bracelet, just as like kind of a reminder when I touch it. Like, it's just like everything I do. The other thing is really interesting is I just watched a video on jealousy and that like how if you see somebody being more successful than you, rather than being like, well, why can't I be there? Or God, oh, it'll be nice when I get to get there, or they're not as talented and I could do this. If you look at it like just being happy and excited for them and celebrating in them and sending them like, blessings that they continue to do really well. Because when you have the jealous thought of like, why can't I, like that they're, it's like kind of a negative thought around their success. It's subconsciously telling you that success is bad. It's not a good thing. So you want to be happy for other people because subconsciously you want to train yourself that it's good to be successful. It's good to have money come in. It's good to be happy. It's good to be kind and prosperous and all of those things. So it's our subconscious does kind of funny tricks, and you have to be 2 steps ahead of it. So if you catch yourself feeling a little bit jealous about something, or like, oh, well, that always happens for my friend and it never happens for me, stop yourself and send them blessings and send them light and be excited for them. If you, whatever it is, just you have to move in a whole big way to shift. Not in a big way, but it's just you catch yourself as you think about it on a regular basis, and your guides will start to go, "Hey, watch that." Shift that thought process. Okay, so that's Lana. Who else do we have here? ST, I think you still have a question. I want to hurry up and get through these. KK, can you redo the list? Allie, have you gone? ST Steph, Virginia, Maria Rivera. Allie, go. What kind of person will the guy I marry be like? Stubborn. The first thing I heard was stubborn, but not like in a bad way stubborn, but stubborn for sure. Like he doesn't give up easily. So yes, his opinion, like he'll be like, well, I'm right, rah, rah, sometimes, but I also feel like he doesn't give up easily. So he persists and he persists to be successful. Like he doesn't just, oh, I couldn't make it, so I can't do this. Like, and that's really important to have somebody that persists and he's a hard worker. I feel like he will internalize his emotions a little bit, so he's going to be a little bit harder of a nut to crack with that, and that might create a little bit of a difficulty. So that might be a challenge in your relationship. Is the best way for me to put it. He will be good to you, for sure. Kay went already, I believe. Virginia, Maria Rivera, and ST. You're welcome, Allie. Virginia, Maria Rivera, and ST. You're still up. ST Steph, I know you're here. Oh, you wanted to ask about your next job. I'm currently unemployed. Okay, got yours. Woohoo! Okay. This is, I don't know. This sounds so weird when I'm like, do you work? And I feel like I keep getting shown like it feels like online gaming. So somehow working for, and it feels like poker and things like that. Like not just poker, but like it feels like online casino stuff. Do you work in computers by chance? I know I'm the psychic. I should know, but it doesn't always work that way. Does this make any sense? Wait, there's an open job at a gaming company? So I might see like online gaming. That would make sense. Okay, yay! Because I'm like, why am I getting online gaming? Like, I got gaming, so that's why. Like, I kept seeing, and maybe because I think of casinos as gaming, so that might be it. So it might be with them, because I saw like roulette and all these things, but it felt like it was online. So there you go. I would look there. That's why I was like, computers. I don't know if there's somehow you're working with the IT stuff with that, but probably not. It just feels like so research that job. Put in your resume. Apply. Go for it. So I need Virginia and Maria Rivera. if you're here. If not, I will refund your money. I want to go. Oh, yeah, spiritual seeker. Okay. Have a good night, Allie. I don't get a time frame, but sooner rather than later is what I feel like. But just apply. So it's obviously not going to be if the job is open now, it's not going to be 2 years, right? Go apply. Get off of here and go apply. Virginia, yes. Okay. Where do you see me and my husband in the next 6 months from now? We have a great relationship. You're very welcome, Steph. Are you guys talking about doing an RV trip or traveling? Like, it feels like a road trip to me, actually. You guys bicker over silly things. Like, there's never anything like you don't bicker over finance or anything, but it's like weird things like the dishwasher not being set right is what it feels like. Like, you load it one way and you load it the other. Like, it's just these little weird things, but like never anything big and always overall like extremely respectful. But it's like there's this like weird, like we argue over, like that's like the only thing. Okay. And I feel like in 6 months from now, you're going to be like RV traveling or doing something like a road trip type thing, and that's where you'll be. And it feels like you can work from the road. It's not a big deal, and it's fine. It actually is really good for you guys. Yeah, it just feels like the weird, like it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you argue over anything like serious, but it's like these weird little like you load the dishwasher this way. Like only so and so people kind of will load the dishwasher this way. It's like stupid. I need to watch saying stupid. Sorry. But I say fuck on here, right? So like whatever. My little 3-year-old was like, "You're stupid." She doesn't know what half the things she says to me. And I'm like, because I'm like paranoid because I'm so afraid she's picking up stuff from like older kid cartoons or stuff from my older kids. And like, then she goes to preschool and she's like, I mean, I had the worst mouth as a little girl. I probably learned it from whatever. Anyway, I said like, okay, this is a funny story. When I was really little, we were saying fuck a lot. My grandmother took us to go horseback riding and one of her friends had a horse and like, we were saying like fuck off and stuff like that. My sisters are older. And my grandmother's like, can't you just say mount? So then we were like dying laughing with like, just cause we're around horses and saying like mount off and mount you and all of that to whatever. Okay. Right. Okay. So, who else do I have? Maria Rivera. Are you it? I think you're last. Maria, did you fall asleep on me? Maria, yay! Are you here? Are you here, Maria? Are you here? Are you here? We are here. We are here. Horton, here's a who. So, a trick for manifesting when you work out is charge my computer. Hang on. A trick for manifesting when you work out, right? So you visualize all of the cells in your body are like they're a little community and a little world, right? And like think of them as like the little who's in Whoville shouting up to Horton, we are here, we are here. And you have to like be grateful for all of them because every single one of the cells in your body is important for the whole function of the whole, right? So you start celebrating even the fat, celebrating it, being grateful for it because it got you to this point here. And so when you work out, instead of being like, oh, that was the worst, it was tough. And oh my God, I hurt this and I hurt that. It's like you get really excited and you cheer them on and you say, you did so great today because you got me through that workout. And I'm so proud of you. And because I'm waiting for Maria. I'm going to have to refund her money because I don't want to wait here for another 15 minutes. So, so you cheer on your body, and like at a point, then when you get far enough into doing this all the time, you just, instead of being like, I find like at every workout that I've been doing at like 6:45, I've joined this, my daughter's friend's father is a trainer, and I joined his group, and he'll say like, how do you feel about today? And I'm always like, I'm so proud of myself. Whereas maybe 6 months ago or 8 months ago, I would have been like, oh, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And I'm just like, I'm really proud of myself. It doesn't mean I'm doing things perfectly. It doesn't mean I'm doing things like with like, oh my God, there's this woman in there who's 60 years old and she is in fucking fantastic shape. And she is like so crazy strong. I can't lift the weight that she lifts, but I do what I can do. So it's like cheering things on. Have a good night, Ma'am. Have a good week. So Maria, I'm gonna give you one more minute and then I'm gonna bounce out because it's 10. It's late. I definitely don't want to be doing this late. I'd like to get through these quicker. So just, that's my manifesting tip for getting the body you want. Is it's not about seeing your body in this like that it has to be perfect. It's about loving it and being perfect for where it's at. And when you appreciate things and appreciate plants and send them love and kindness and all of that and really cheer them on, science shows that they actually improve and do well, right? And they grow stronger and bigger. They're getting a little, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with them. But, you know, they do better. So your body is the same way. All right, Maria, I'm going to go ahead and refund your money because I don't think I answered your question tonight. I don't see a question on here. I just want to make sure at the beginning that she didn't slide in at the beginning and I missed it. So I'll just refund her money. I don't want to take from anybody. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Have a great week. I am really just excited for all of the possibility for change and for healing and growth. And I'm excited for you guys who are doing your own journey of your own connections with your intuition. It's a really cool and interesting and fun journey. So you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. And I will let you know how many more meals we bought this week. Have a good night. Thank you, KK.